Hey crafty friends, this is Nye with All Things Were Created. Today we are going to be assembling our 3D star box. I'm going to be using my art glitter glue here for all of my gluing. I also have my bone folder that I will be using to score and make sure that all of my score lines are nice and sharp and crisp. And I also have all of my pieces, they are cut out and they're kind of lined up in an order. Now, when you have the pieces, I want you to take a few moments and look for the symbols that are on all of the pieces that are going to actually make the shape of the star. As you can see, these two star pieces, they have a little horizontal line right on them. That's going to be our starting point. And this side piece here that also has the horizontal line, that's going to be where we start, and this is the piece that we're going to start with. Then when we get to the end of this piece here, we're going to match it up with the circle, okay? So that's going to be the start of our alignment. Now, how do we know which star we're going to use first? I want you to take the two star pieces that have those horizontal lines and put them one on top of the other. As you can see, they're different sizes. One is a little bit smaller than the other. The one that is the smaller one is going to be the kind of insert of the star that's going to hide some of these tabs here that we're going to use for gluing together our piece. So I'm going to take the bigger one. I'm going to put the smaller one off to the side because I'm working with the bigger one first. And I'm going to take my side piece that has my horizontal line and I'm going to start to score it here. So I'm just going to come in with my score line, my bone folder, my score line. And I'm pressing everything down just to get those lines sharp and crisp. So I'm doing that for all five edges here. And then for my tabs, oh, I forgot this part here. So that's where it's going to be the piece that I use to glue both side pieces together. And then for my smaller tabs, I'm just going to use my fingers and press these down as I go here. So I'm not going to score everything first. Well, I'm trying to think for time purposes of the video. Maybe I'll do that. So I'll score the next one. And see, I was going too quick with that one. I think I was a little off there. Probably was. I'm going to use my bone folder. And I'm going to do this one here. That's what I get because I'm trying to hurry because I don't want the video to be too long here because it could be. And then I'm just folding it this way and I'm going to go ahead and do the tabs as well. Okay. I'm just kind of going through because I'm really going to be able to do them as I'm going. So that's going to be good enough. All right, let me make sure that I've got my horizontal line and that one's my oval. Okay, and so I have my horizontal line there and this is how it's going to start. So I'm going to take my glue, I'm going to add a little tiny bead right along the edge. I'm going to do this side as well. And then I'm going to fold it this way. So I'm folding it like this because as you can see, this is going to kind of be how my star is going to start. And I'm going to hold this back in my hand and I'm going to take it and line it up right at the edge there. And you really do want to get as close to the edge as you can so that way everything lines up perfectly. So hopefully you can see mine there. It's lining up perfectly. Then I'm going to do the same thing right up here with the top. And so you have to kind of go with the outside and the inside. If it's not right at the edge, go through on the inside and just use your fingers to push it out just a little bit. Okay, so you can see that part right there. I might need to add a little bit more glue since that one came up really quick. And then press it down on the inside. Then I'm going to go ahead and add more glue for this opposite side, and then even coming right here to the next side. And with the tabs, what you want to do is make sure that you lift up the pieces and then bend them so that way they line up again right at the edge. Use the edges of your finger to make sure that you're getting everything in the right place. All right, and then I'm going to fold this one out, press it down, and then same thing as well. If you have any glue seeping through out here, just take your finger and run it along the edge. It'll help to create a seal right there on the side. You'll also get it on your fingers, so you might want to be careful on the outside there of your star. Okay, so now this is the last part of this side. So what I'm doing is I'm just going to do the one side here. And again, I'm making sure that I'm lined up right at the edge. I'm using my fingers to get everything in that right position. Okay, and then I'm coming on the inside, just pressing everything down and doing a quick double check. And so I'm left with this tab here on the side. Now this is what we're going to use to take our side that has the oval, and we're going to line it up right here. So let me press down the sides of this one right here. Okay. And I'm going to make sure that this flap is going the other way, because what I'm going to do is I'm going to use that flap to glue it right here. So hopefully you can see it right there. And that's going to create the seal on this side, so it's all closed off. So I'm going to add my glue along the side and then also along the tab. And then hold it in such a way that you can see everything. I'm pressing this right up against the edge and pressing that right there as well. And now you can see it really begin to start to take shape. And just make sure that you've got it all. Take a few seconds, I should say, to make sure that you're giving the glue a chance to bond to the paper. Okay. So now we know how the rest of it is going to shape up here. So you can kind of see it right there. I'm going to go ahead and add glue to this side and then the next. And again, same thing as before. Line everything up, press it all down, flip it to the other side, and again, press it all down. And if you find that it's shifting inward, use your fingers on the inside to just push it out towards the edge, so that way it all lines up. And then take your glue and do the final two sides here. So don't forget too, we're gonna have this tab that we're gonna have to glue to the original first piece. So I'm gonna put that one there. It's all right at the edge. And I'm gonna bend it a little bit. And then before I glue down this final one, I'm going to add the glue right there on the inside and then press it together. And then again, I'm using my fingers to kind of help create that seal. And then press everything down on the inside. And there you go. We've made the bottom part of our box. Okay, so what you can do just to kind of make sure that everything is, you know, kind of creasing, is just kind of pinch the sides to get everything working there. Okay. All right, so now here comes the tricky part. We have to find the beginning again of where that original horizontal line was. But as you can tell, it's going to be all covered up by the tabs. But based on how we ended it, we know that the second side is going to be this way and the first side is going to be over here. But before you go and glue down now this insert, just give it a quick double check to make sure that it fits in just right, as you can see. All right, so then take it back out, check that orientation one more time before you start gluing, flip it over, and then just add your glue to the back side. Now, if you don't want to use this step, that's okay. It just is a nice way to kind of finish off the box so you don't see all of the tabs there that are helping to form the shape. And then just go ahead, push it in, and then press it down on all the sides. And that's that part. So we finished it, okay? So now we're gonna do the same thing for the top part of the box, or the lid, I should say. Now, my other two stars are here, and the shape of these are rectangles. Hopefully you guys can see one rectangle, two rectangle. Again, take the two stars, line them up one on top of the other just to see which one is the smaller one, because the smaller one is the one that's gonna kind of go on the inside like this one. And so you can see that it's my top one here. So I'm gonna put that one off to the side. And then I'm gonna find the edge, the side piece, that has the rectangle to match. And you can see that it's this one. And the second one that goes with this is the vertical line. Is that vertical? Yes. Had a moment there. Okay. All right. So I've got my two rectangles. I'm going to put that down, and then I'm going to start to score this side. Now I'm going to be doing the same steps here. So I think what I'm going to do is I'm going to actually speed up the video so that way you guys don't have to watch me do the same thing again, just for the top part of the box. But when I go to glue the lid down on the inside, I'll slow things back down again. Okay, so there we go. We've finished the lid now. Whew. Hopefully it wasn't too bad for you guys either. All right, so once again, what we need to do is kind of find where our rectangle is going to be. And so as you can tell, it's going to be where we ended. And so that's going to be where this is on the inside like this, okay? And so once again, what you want to do is take your other star and just kind of place it down. Find that rectangle again and place it down where the rectangles would line up, just to kind of make sure that you've got the right orientation again. Then take it back out. I had a little bit extra glue seeping through. So you can see it there, it kind of got stuck. All right, let me get my rectangle. And then I'm gonna flip it over, add some glue to the back here. I've got glue all over my fingers too. That's okay, I don't mind. And then I'm just gonna place it right there in the center. And so if you, like I said, if you wanted to skip this step, You totally could, especially because this part's the top. No one's going to really be looking at the top of a box. At least most people wouldn't, I don't think. But there we go. And so we've made our star. And so you can see this shape right there. Oh, I'm a little bit off with this one. Let me see if I can push it in. Oh, it is what it is. All right, so you can see it right there. And so the box, the bottom will just slide out, and then you've got the bottom and the top. All right, so now I'm gonna take mine and personalize it for 4th of July. And so I have my blue star here that I'm just going to place right on top. And so again, that's kind of a little bit smaller, and you just kind of want to eyeball where it can go. And that looks pretty good. And so what I'm going to do is I'm just going to add some glue, kind of coming along in some of the, especially around the edges, and just kind of coming along all over here. So that's where I'm going to start. And then I'll just add a couple lines in here in between. What will most likely happen is I'll have some glue seeping through some of these stars, but it's okay. No big deal. So that's going to be that one right there. And so again, just kind of eyeball where you want it to go. And that looks pretty good. I'm going to let it sit there. And I also have these kind of squares with lines or rectangles cut out. These are just going to represent my stripes. And so there's no wrong way to do this. So what I'm going to do is I'm again going to speed up the video, but I'm going to just add a little bit of glue all along the back there. And then again, just eyeballing where inside the side of the square I want it to go. Okay, so I'm going to do this for all the sides, and I'm going to speed up the video here again. Okay, so now you can see all of the edges have the stripes. Okay, and then the top has all of my stars. All right, and so now we're going to do just the tag part of the card. So I'm going to put these off here, and I forgot to get my tweezers, so I'm going to have to hold this between my fingers. Okay. So I'm going to take my U and just kind of, again, we're just going to do some eyeballing here. You know, nothing has to be perfect, but obviously you don't want to be off to the side. You do just want to aim for the center there, or, you know, try. And so let me just add the S. And then I'm going to do the A. You can really see the glue on my fingers. And there we go. Okay, let me glue the white down now. So this is just kind of a tag that we're gonna place onto our box just to kind of give it a little bit of a decor at the top. It's, I don't know, I struggled with it for a while when I was designing it. And then I just thought, well, something simple would work. All right, so there's that part. And so I've got my 5 stars, and they're kind of all different sizes. You could use the stars from when you were cutting out the star part of the flag there, but they're going to be a little bit bigger. So I'm just going to, I have 5 stars. I'm just going to place 5 dots down any random spot that I want. And then I'm going to use my push pin here and just pick it up and add my stars. So those are my 2 bigger ones there. I'm just taking these smaller ones and placing them down as well. Okay, so I'm gonna place my lid back on right there. And I'm gonna take a little bit of twine now. And what I'm gonna do is I'm just going to cut a piece. And so this is probably, let's say it's gonna be maybe about 11 inches. I'm going to loop it through the hole here. And then I'm going to make a little bit of a knot. I'm not gonna make it super tight, but I'm gonna make a little bit of a knot. I want the knot to be towards the front because I'm gonna make a bow here. So there's the knot. Fold one side into a loop. See my loop? Fold the other side into a loop again, and then just tie it through, and then make it tight like you're tying your shoe there. I'm gonna pull these out just a little bit more and just make the, I forget what they call them, like the elbows of the bow. That's what's sticking out in my mind, but I can't remember for sure. All right, and so when you get it to where you want, then you're fine. And I was gonna trim it down, but I kind of like it just the way it is. So I'm gonna leave it like that. I'm gonna place this on the top, kind of just off in the center. Now, this is where options come in again. If you want, you can add some hot glue to the back here and then just kind of place it down. I'm gonna go ahead and I'm actually just gonna keep going with my art glitter glue here. And I'm just gonna add it to the base there and just press it down. And so that's good enough for me. And that finishes it, you guys. So I hope you enjoy this one. It's kind of cute. And you know, it's a fun 3D shape. You could stick something inside. It would just add fun decor to your tables. So thank you so much for watching. Be sure to like the video, subscribe to the channel, and happy crafting.